Elly De La Cruz is chasing history for the Cincinnati Reds, and he has started out the 2024 year like a house on fire. After an up and down rookie season, he has truly emerged as one of the premier superstars in the game today. So we'll break down his emergence and much more on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. What's up, everybody? Welcome into this inaugural episode of 3 Up, 3 Down, where we're going to break down the most pressing topics in Major League Baseball. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis. Today, we're starting it off with a bang. We're talking about Elly De La Cruz and his emergence as one of the true superstars in the game today. And yes, after an up and down rookie season where he struggled with the bat, he struggled with consistency, he has truly found his stride in the 2024 year. He's stolen 30 bases in his first 46 games. His OPS is over 800. He's in the top 20 in the league in wins above replacement. And he looks like a true superstar out there. He's only 22 years old. He's only going to get better. And man, is he fun to watch. So let's take a look at a couple of these tweets here. Elly De La Cruz, when he stole 4 bases against the LA Dodgers the other night, he had 30 on the season. That was a historic pace. He was on pace at that time for 110 stolen bases. Now that number has gone down a little bit because he hasn't stolen bases in the past couple of games. He's gone over. So it's probably in the 106 range, I'd say. 106, maybe 108. Not too drastic of a fall off from the 110 that he was projected to have just a couple of nights ago. But it just goes to show you how fantastic he's been, how great his instincts are on the base paths. And if you watch that Dodgers game the other night, he stole 4 bases. He was hitting doubles. He was just doing everything out there and showing off that true 5-tool player capability that made him one of the top prospects in baseball and makes him must-watch TV on a nightly basis. So I spoke about an inconsistent rookie season that he had in 2023, and I wasn't wrong. Let's take a look at those StatCast visuals. You see a lot of blue on the left side of your screen, and you see a lot more red on the right side of your screen. So 2023 is on the left. You see him not hitting the ball as hard with as much frequency as he is this season. So that's check mark number 1 right there. He's taken a leap in that regard. The K percentage has improved a little bit, but he's still got quite a bit of swing and miss in his game. Now, what did take a step back this year is his defense, but that's to be expected because he's playing a lot more shortstop this season. He's actually their everyday shortstop, as opposed to him last year. He was a third baseman, and the Cincinnati Reds were looking to make the playoffs, and they couldn't necessarily prioritize a rookie's development in the middle of a pennant race. So it makes sense. He was playing a lot more third base. I think his profile is better suited as a third baseman, but I also do expect him to get much better in terms of defense and positioning at the shortstop level in some time here. Like it takes time for you to become an elite defender at the big league level. It's only his first full season. He's so talented. He's so driven. He's so motivated that I think it's going to happen. But you could see the differences right there. You could see that the K percentage was worse last season. You could see that he wasn't making as much hard contact with as much frequency. And the barrel percentage, that's a true barometer of a guy who is making good contact pretty much all the time. And now it's in the 83rd percentile. You see a lot of red, which is usually a pretty good indication that a guy's headed in the right direction. It's not the end-all, be-all. I'm not a baseball savant merchant, but I look at those metrics and I say, all right, yeah, this guy's got it. He's got all the intangibles to be a very good player at the big league level. Now it's just about finding that consistency and being able to put it together over the course of 162 games. I don't want to nitpick here with Elly De La Cruz, okay, because it's his first full season in the big leagues, and these things take time. It's not going to happen overnight for him. But let's take a look at his last 3 games, okay? 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, and then 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts again. So that's no math guy, but that's 0 for 13 with 8 strikeouts. That cannot happen for a guy batting second in the order. But again, it's his first big league season, his first full big league season, and he's entrusted into a premier role with the Cincinnati Reds, which is he ready for? I think he is. But you're still going to see those flashes of inconsistent play because he's not used to the big league level yet. Nothing that you do at the minor league level translates to the big leagues because there's a wild difference between the two levels of play. In the minors, you're going to see a lot of inconsistent pitchers. You're going to see guys with stuff that just isn't as good as the big league level, and that's why you need a lot of game time under your belt in the bigs in order to find that stride. So again, I expect him to figure it out. I expect him to get back on a hot streak again. But that game where he stole 4 bases and went 4 for 4 against the Dodgers before those 3 games that I just rattled off for you guys, that's the highest of highs for Elly De La Cruz. That's the potential that is oozing out of this guy, and that's what has fans so excited about what he could truly be, because he is a unicorn. He is a guy that we have never really seen before, and maybe if you want to throw Oneil Cruz in that conversation because he came first and he was the guy throwing it 98 miles an hour across the diamond, sure. But I think Elly De La Cruz is miles better as a player and is going to be much better as a player for a much longer time. He just has to stay healthy, and he has for the most part. He hasn't missed many games this year, only for maybe getting a rest day every now and then. But Oneil Cruz has missed significant time with injuries. So I believe EDC can really be that guy for the Cincinnati Reds. Again, it's just about putting it together over the course of 162. Can he do that? He will. He will do that eventually. Will it be this season? Maybe not. Maybe not. But we have to give him time. But right now, just sit back and enjoy the ride of what we're seeing, because it's truly phenomenal and it's so much fun to watch. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I watch Cincinnati Reds baseball pretty much more than any other team besides the Toronto Blue Jays, which is my favorite team. Let's take a look at his surface numbers for 2024. He's got a 1.9 WAR, which ranks him 21st in the big leagues, or tied for 15th, whatever you want to call it. He's up there. He's among the elite starters, the elite players in the game today, and that's evident with those numbers. 30 stolen bases in 46 games is an absurd figure. But what stands out to me is the 829 OPS, and that's gone down in the past couple of days because of a couple of offers. But the slugging percentage has improved, the on-base percentage has improved dramatically, and his OPS plus is 32% better than the league average. So I look at all those numbers compared to his rookie season, and it's exponentially better. Exponentially better. He's gotten a lot better as a player, and he's still only 22 years old. So there's a lot of growth there left for Elly De La Cruz. He's a switch hitter. He's very versatile. He can play all around the infield. And just having that presence, having that intimidating figure in your lineup on a nightly basis gives the Cincinnati Reds a pretty big psychological advantage on most nights. And he's so fun to watch. I cannot wait for him to play out the majority of his big league career, because I can guarantee you right now, I'm giving you a Peter guarantee on this inaugural episode of 3 Up, 3 Down, that Elly De La Cruz, when it's all said and done, is going to be a multiple-time All-Star, probably a couple of MVPs thrown in there as well, and it's going to culminate in a Cooperstown appearance. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame when his career is over, when it's done and dusted, but he's still got a good 15 to 20 years to go, I think, because he's that good, he's that talented, and he's that must-watch TV player that you hear about, but it's not always true. We hear a lot about guys being must-watch TV. You got to turn on the clicker and watch this guy go to work on a nightly basis. It's not always true with most guys, but with Elly De La Cruz, it's absolutely true. He's one of my favorite players in baseball, which is why I had to talk about him on this inaugural episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. But thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you tomorrow with another episode.